to go to. But
could you share some experience from your life? Then our lots of young people, they can get inspired. How you manage your everything.
So from my personal experience, I remember when I went to university, I didn't come from a rich family. I recall buying about 2 textbooks. Okay, I bought the two most important textbooks that I thought I would need. Because when you go into university libraries, they say if they have one book and they have 20 of those books that can be taken out, they'd have 2 or 3 that reference only, that they will be in the library.
Exactly.
So I'd sit in the library and I'd read it, and the more important chapters I would have photocopy different pages, because there's only a certain limit that you can photocopy, or I'd write down quotes.
There's a certain time as well.
Certain times, and you summarize, and you can read the books in the library, but you have to find a way to manage your time. And honestly speaking, the first time I went to university, I don't think I had that skill. And over time, over the last 10, 12 years, I've developed that skill in terms of I can manage my time very, very well. And
do you have a routine, or do you have a plan? How do you do it? Say a day, so if the youngsters are watching us, so they want to plan the day or plan the week for study, work and everything, what was your...
Okay, so for example, I'm working now, but I'm also at university. I'm doing a master's. So one of the things that I do, my time is I try and get up early morning with my children, and I spend a couple of hours with them in the morning. Then I go to work and they go to school. I come back, I try and come as close to 5 o'clock as soon as work finishes. I try and come home as soon as possible, and I try and spend that time with my children. After they've gone to sleep is when I would possibly do my reading. I'd look at my assignments. If I have any work from my workplace, then I will do that then. I don't know if you know this, but I've never been a big fan of sleeping. Sleeping isn't my biggest priority. So that's when I try and do most of my stuff. The biggest thing that I've learned is in terms of, I always thought when I was at school, when I was at college, even when I was at university, I always thought I was a last minute person. I always thought that the night before an assignment is due, I will sit up and I will do that and I'll get it done.
This lastminute.com.
Lastminute.com, yes. But over the last 8, 9 years, what I've realized is that, hold on, the assignment's been set now. I've got 4 weeks to do it. Why don't I sit and look at what I need to read? Why don't I sit down and plan this assignment? And what I saw that spending an hour and a half, or maybe even half an hour a day on that assignment, I could get that assignment done in a week. I didn't lose any sleep. I didn't get any more grey hairs. I'm not panicking, and I got better grades. So
he's mature.
So that's where I've learned. So now this is not something that they will teach you at university. This is not something that you can learn. But this is something that over time I explored in terms of what would make me more effective. And this is what I found. That, hold on,
for a young person, he will say, look, when I'm in your age, you're married, you got kids and everything, I'll be like you anyway.
Yeah.
That's how he's going to see it. But for me now, I want to go out, I want to play football, I want to do this, I ain't got time for planning.
That's fine. No, that's fine. It's not about sitting there and planning. It's about the fact that, when you're at, for example, when you're doing your GCSEs, okay, you know that in year 10, in year 11, I'm going to be sitting my exams. Now, this course may have 4 coursework, something they call it, 4 courseworks that I need to do. These are the subject areas. Don't go out and play football. Come home and play computer games, watch TV. But why not spend, even if it's an hour, on a different night, think about a different subject, and just do a little bit of reading, just get a bit of understanding around that subject. So then when your assignment is set, and I forgot what it was like in school now, but I think you had a longer time than 4 weeks. Sometimes you had 3, 4 months, and you could give different drafts. At that time, write, maybe instead of reading for an hour, write something, write even a paragraph a day. And over 2 weeks, you may have done the coursework. Give yourself another a day where you can actually sort of sit there and read it and edit it. And the difference between the children now and when we were growing up is that our parents didn't speak English, and they didn't go to school here. Why not show your older brother or your uncle or your father, listen, Dad, can you just read this? Because when someone else reads it, they pick out, they can edit it, and they can tell you, look, this is a mistake.
Which one is most effective, like reading, writing, or someone speaking? Which one it could be most effective for students?
For students, I think if someone was to read your work and they could give you real feedback, because when you do an assignment, it's about someone else reading it that doesn't know about this something. You have to assume that they don't know something. So if I read something that my child has written, I think, hold on, this doesn't make sense. Explain this to me better. So either they do it verbally and then they have to write it, because whoever reads it has to be able to understand it. And I think this is a skill that you will pick up. The more you write, the more you sort of do these kind of things, you'll get better at it. I mean, it's unbelievable in terms of, previously when I used to write assignments, it was like they were not very good. But now when I write assignments, I know that this is what this question is asking me, this is how I need to write. And this is a skill that you will develop.
Exactly.
But it's about putting that time in, even if it's a little time, even if it's like an hour a day. As long as you put that time in regularly and make that part of your habit.
If you write something, you can put it in your brain.
Yeah.
It's for forever.
Yeah. If you write something, you learn it.